second prep students, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to a new lesson of English which is entitled Different Environments. أعزائي طلاب الصف الثاني الإعدادي، أهلا بكم في درس جديد من دروس اللغة الإنجليزية بعنوان Different Environments. Let's start our lesson. Air pollution. يعني إيه air pollution؟ معناها تلوث الهواء. Chemicals or particles in the air that can harm the health of humans, animals and plants. يعني تدخل كيميائي في الهواء ده ممكن يضر صحة الإنسان والحيوان وكذلك النبات. Air pollution will soon soar above safety levels. ويعني إيه safety levels؟ يعني معدلات الأمان. Let's complete. Draft. ودي معناها الجفاف. A period of time when an area or region experiences below normal precipitation. يعني إيه؟ فترة من الوقت في منطقة معينة أو مكان معين بيكون فيها معدل وجود المية أقل من الطبيعي. بيحصل حاجة اسمها جفاف. Heat and draft had continued for more than 3 weeks. Continued for يعني استمر المدة تزيد عن 3 أسابيع. Flood ودي معناها فيضان. An overflow of a large amount of water beyond its normal limits, especially over what is normally dry land. يعني إيه؟ إحنا اتفقنا إن عندي حاجة اسمها draft، إن المية قلت عن الطبيعي. طب لو المية معدلها زاد عن الطبيعي it's what called flood. flood معناها إيه؟ الفيضان. فهنا بيقول لي يعني إيه normal limits؟ يعني المعدلات الطبيعية. طب we can say that flood especially comes over dry land. The flood swept away many homes. swept away معناها جرف، يعني أخذ في طريقه العديد من البيوت. طب إحنا حطينا شرطة تحت swept away. What is the meaning of swept away? Swept away means to remove. The flood removes many homes. Let's complete. Rubbish ومعناها قمامة. Waste material, refuse or litter. Please pick the rubbish up of the ground. Water pollution ومعناها تلوث المياه. The presence in water of harmful and objectionable material. يعني وجود مواد مرفوضة أو ضارة في المية. Presence معناها وجود. And this word means to be refused. Overfeeding quickly leads to water pollution. Overfeeding معناها الرعي الجائر. Quickly leads to water pollution. Green معناها مخضر. يعني إيه الكلام ده؟ Make or become green in color. يعني أنا دلوقتي بقول إيه؟ أنا عايزة أدخل في عملية to make everything around me in green color. To use materials that are friendly to the environment. This is what we mean by green. They want to create green spaces in the city. And now it's time for exercise. Complete the sentences with words from the box. Air pollution, draft, flood, polluted, and rubbish. Please take your space home. Do not leave it in the park. هنا إيه اللي بطلب منه إن هو ما يرميهاش في البارك؟ Rubbish. Please take your rubbish home. Do not leave it in the park. Number 2. It was raining for days, and then there was a space, so people used boats to leave their homes. Boats. What's going to happen? That people have to use boats to leave their homes. Draft or flood? That's right, flood. Number 3. There are a lot of cars in the city, so the space is very bad. Cars makes what? Air pollution. That's right. There was no rain for 4 months this winter. So now there is no rain. Rain means water. If we don't have water, so we have a drought. Not many fish live in the river because it's very... Fish needs clear and clean water to live in. So they can't live in the river because it's very polluted. Lesson 2 reports on a radio news program for students. هنا أنا عندي حاجة اسمها report. What is the meaning of report؟ معناها تقرير. فأنا هنا هسمع تقرير للراديو for students. Radio for students يعني راديو الطلاب. Let's start to listen. Start to listen carefully. Close your eyes while listening because we are going to answer the questions and then we will display the text later. Girl, hello. This is Jumana, reporting for student radio in Cairo. Recently, volunteers who were working to clean a canal say they are finding more rubbish in the water. They say the canal is dirtier and more polluted than ever before. They are warning people who live in the city to be more careful about where they put their rubbish to try to help the canal become cleaner. Boy, this is Kareem, reporting from Alexandria for Student FM. Today, our city started using new electric buses. The buses will mean there is less air pollution in the city. So, they are greener and they are also cheaper to run. I spoke to some bus users who said the new buses were quieter than the old buses and also the seats were more comfortable. Now it's time to answer the questions depending on what you hear before. Listen again and circle the correct words. Try to listen to the text before answering the questions. The volunteers are finding more or less rubbish than before. احنا اتفقنا الفولنتيرز دول معناهم المتطوعين. طب احنا سمعنا في التكست المتطوعين دول they were going to clean the canal. Are they finding more or less rubbish? They found more rubbish. Number 2. They want the schools or people who live in the city to help. Do you remember? They want people to be more careful about their rubbish. So, they want the people who live in the city to help. Number 3. Alexandria has new electric train or buses. Do you remember? He talked to the driver and he talked to some users of the buses. Number 4. People hope there will be less air or water pollution in the city by using the electric buses. احنا هنلاقي عندنا ايه اقل تلوث في الاير يعني تلوث هواء ولا تلوث المياه. People hope there will be less air pollution in the city. Now it's time to display the text again. Hello, this is Jumana, reporting for student radio in Cairo. Recently, volunteers who were working to clean a canal say they are finding more rubbish in the water. They say the canal is dirtier and more polluted than ever before. They are warning people who live in the city to be more careful about where they put their rubbish to try to help the canal become cleaner. This is Kareem, reporting from Alexandria for Student FM. Today, our city started using new electric buses. The buses will mean there is less air pollution in the city. So, they are greener and they are also cheaper to run. I spoke to some bus users who said the new buses were quieter than the old buses and also the seats were more comfortable. النهارده هنتكلم مع بعض عن comparative in short adjectives. طيب يعني إيه short adjective؟ short adjective معناها the adjective that has one syllable. We use the comparatives degree to compare two things. يبقى أنا اتفقت كده إن short adjective it has one syllable and the comparative means that we need or we want to compare two things. How does it form? To form the comparative we add er to one syllable adjective. One syllable adjective معناها short adjective يعني صفة قصيرة. We also add the particle than if we mention the two parts compared. يبقى أنا بعمل المقارنة في الصفات القصيرة أو الصفات ذات المقطع الواحد بإضافة er في آخر الصفة القصيرة أو الصفة ذات المقطع الواحد، وكمان بستخدم كلمة اسمها than. طب أنا إمتى بستخدم than؟ لو بتكلم عن حاجتين والاتنين مذكورين في نفس الجملة. يعني علي is taller than هاني. أنا هنا بقارن بين علي وبين هاني في صفة قصيرة اللي هي معناها tall اللي هي طويل. فعملت إيه؟ جبت هنا علي number one is adjective er and then وبعدين هاني. علي is taller than هاني. This is how we compare in short adjective. So how we compare in long adjectives. طب احنا اتفقنا short adjective معناها adjective with one syllable. طب what about long? It means adjectives with more than one syllable. We use the comparatives degree to compare two things. احنا كده متفقين نفس الكلام زي ما احنا قارنا هناك بين حاجتين، هنا برضو هنقارن بين حاجتين. الفرق الوحيد اني بستخدم هناك short adjective وبستخدم هنا long adjective. How to form the long adjective? To form the comparative we add more to more than one syllable adjectives. More than one syllable adjectives معناها long adjectives. We also add the particle than if we mention the two parts compared. وبرضه بستخدم معانا than لو أنا جايبة الحاجتين اللي بقارن ما بينهم. طب إزاي؟ هنا مثلا عندي comfortable. Comfortable is a long adjective. فقلت هنا this seat is more and the adjective long adjective وبعدين than. هنا حطيت er at the end of the adjective. لا، أمال استخدمت إيه؟ استخدمت كلمة more قبلها وكلمة than بعدها. يبقى this seat is more comfortable than that one. طب أنا عندي irregular. Yes, I have some irregular comparative and superlative forms. The adjective, comparative and superlative. Good or well. في الcomparative اسمها better and the superlative best. What about bad? Bad in comparative worse and superlative worst. Many or much in comparative more and in superlative most. Little in comparative less and superlative least. يبقى أنا مثلا هنا بيقول لي عايز يقول لي علي is good. علي is a good boy. علي ده ولد كويس. طب أنا عايز أعمل comparative between علي and هنا. علي is دي هنا الادجكتيف. عايزة comparative تبقى better. يبقى علي is better than هنا. طب أنا عايزة أعمل superlative. عايزة أقول إن علي ده أفضل حد. يبقى هقول علي is the best. يبقى أنا هنا استخدمت الادجكتيف، هنا استخدمت الcomparative، وهنا عندي the superlative. Let's try to do some exercises. Read and correct the sentences. These sentences have some mistakes. Let's try to find them and correct. Mount Katrine is a high mountain than جبل موسى. هنا high is the adjective. أنا عايزة أعمل هنا comparative between Mount Katrine and جبل موسى. طيب تمام. high is short or long adjective. High is a short adjective. So the right answer is Mount Catherine is a higher mountain than جبل موسى. We add er at the end of the adjective and we use than because Mount Catherine and جبل موسى are mentioned in the sentence. Number 2. Is your cousin more old than your brother? Where is the adjective old? طيب the adjective old long or short؟ تمام فيها سالب الواحد تبقى دي short adjective. طب احنا اتفقنا ان short adjective بعمل فيها الcomparative ازاي؟ using more? No. So what is the right answer? Is your cousin older than your brother؟ يبقى أنا عندي هنا الadjective وحاطط لها er وبعدين than. Number 3. This new phone is more bad than my old one. Where is the adjective bad؟ فاكرين التيبل اللي أخدناه في الآخر؟ Bad is an irregular adjective. So what is the right answer? This new phone is worse than my old one. يبقى bad هنا in the comparative form worse. I think that the river is more polluted it was last year. طب أنا عندي هنا polluted is a long adjective. استخدمت معاها more. طب فين الغلط هنا؟ طب أنا هنا اتفقنا إن إحنا بنستخدم than لو أنا ذكرت في الجملة الحاجات اللي أنا قارنت ما بينهم. فأنا هنا ذكرت the river and last year. The river this year and the last year. So we have to use than. I think that the river is more polluted than it was last year. Than. Number 5. Which is more far to walk to? The park or the museum? The adjective is far. Far is an irregular adjective. So the right answer is which is farther to walk to, the park or the museum. Now we have come to the end of this lesson. Goodbye everybody and we will soon meet again to start a new lesson. وبكده أعزائي الطلاب نكون وصلنا لنهاية هذا الدرس وإلى لقاء قريب مع درس جديد.